Today. Let me also thank our phenomenal team. We have many of the physicians here today. We have Amanda Henderson, the nurse manager of our Unit 45, that takes care of you when you are so sick that you need our hospital. Let me thank all of the nurses and technicians in the infusion center and everywhere throughout the cancer program. You know, this day is very important. It's important not only for you, because we need to celebrate your strength and your fighting against this disease, but it's also so very important for the team that serves you. It gives them hope too. It helps them keep that inner joy that they need.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Fogarty. I'm one of the breast surgeons here at GBMC, and I saw some of you in this room that I've taken care of, and this is really a great event and even more crowded than last year, so firstly, thank you. I just wanted to introduce my patient, Gail Martin, who started her journey with us in 2016 with her breast cancer diagnosis, and then was treated by me, Dr. Chaudhry, and Dr. Brooklyn. She really handled her diagnosis with grace and dignity and has done amazingly well, and I just wanted her to bring her up for her story. Thank you, Gail.
Woo-hoo! Go, baby!
I'm gonna cry.
No choking up yet. Pick your time.
I know, I gotta work.
The most important story we will ever write in our life is our own. Not with ink, but with our choices. About 6 months ago, I participated in a research interview that was trying to better understand the current treatment landscape for triple-negative breast cancer. A week before my interview, they sent me a request. Tell the story of my experience in just 6 words. 6 words. Really? So I took several days to think about it, and these are the words that I chose. Diagnosed, supported, determined, treated, thriving, grateful. Diagnosed. We all have that day that we think defines us. Hint, it doesn't, but more on that later. The day we hear the 3 words that no one wants to hear. You have cancer. For me, it was January 5th, 2016. Triple-negative breast cancer. After having gone through multiple tests, including one biopsy that even said all was fine, I pretty much knew that it was coming. But that didn't stop me from feeling a whole range of emotions. Fear, sadness, worry, and honestly totally overwhelmed. Where do I go from here? Supported. I was and am amazingly fortunate to have been so supported through this journey. My team at GBMC, Dr. Fogarty and Barbara from day one, then Dr. Chaudhry and Paula, Lisa, my oncology nurses, Fumi, my radiation staff, plus support staff and volunteers, all made me feel like I wasn't alone in this challenge, that together we were going to get through it. They wrapped a figurative warm blanket, plus a lot of real heated blankets along the way, of caring, support, and confidence, well, confidence on their part, that I could conquer cancer. My family, of course, has been amazing. My husband, who was my rock through it all, my son, who stayed sweet and supportive, handled my limitations by helping out where he could and being flexible as we created our ever-changing new normal. My one sister, who figured out a way to juggle her already crazy and busy family schedule to take me to almost all my chemo treatments, as well as go to all my surgery and pre-surgery appointments. My other sister, who shared her medical knowledge and opinions on all the reports I sent her way, and all the questions I had, in addition to coming down when she could and calling a lot. And my father, with his steady support, listening ear, and of course, sense of humor. My friends helped with many things. My new Lasta shots, bringing food, calls, visits, thoughtful gifts, emotional support, etc. Our homeschool community helped care for my son when I was at chemo, was flexible with our schedule, provided meals and more emotional support. And last but not least, the love, wisdom, and caring of my triple negative support group. I was and am so appreciative of all of them. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but I think it also takes a village to get through cancer. Determined. At the time of my diagnosis, my son was 10. To me, there was no other option. I was determined that I would conquer this. Treated. Of course, we all go through whatever treatment protocol makes sense for our particular diagnosis. For me, that meant surgery, a lumpectomy, 2 chemo protocols, and radiation. There are no targeted treatments for triple-negative breast cancer. You just do all you can to fight it hard and hope like hell it doesn't come back. I remember Dr. Fogarty telling me when we were first discussing my treatment plan that it would seem like forever. But when I came out on the other side, I'd be able to look back and it would feel like it went by really quickly. I didn't believe her then, but you know, she was right. Thriving. After finishing my treatments in October 2016, I was majorly frustrated that I now felt worse post-treatment than I did while I was going through it. I had very little energy. The sofa and I were very close personal friends in those days. Neuropathy that at times went from my fingertips to my elbows. Lots of joint and muscle pain, which resulted in my often needing help or support just to go from sitting to standing. Had gained a fair amount of weight and rarely slept much during the night. Overall, I felt like I was 100 years old. No longer the more active person I had once been. This was no way to live. At this point, on the advice of friends, I began to see a chiropractor and an acupuncturist, which started to turn things around for me. I clearly remember the day about a month or so later when I was eating lunch with my son and he came to my side to help me get up. "Wait," I said, and I stood up on my own. The look on his face was priceless. I was heading in the right direction, but I still had a long ways to go. Fortunately, my husband, always the problem solver, had been doing some research for a while now, both on decreasing neuropathy and also what feeds cancer. And he shared with me what he had learned about the ketogenic diet. No sugar, high healthy fats, moderate protein, and very, very low carbs. I was intrigued, did some research on my own, and in January of 2017, totally changed my way of eating. I admit, as a major chocolate lover, I wasn't sure how this was going to work for me, but I was determined to give it my best try. About 3 weeks in, I was noticing some changes. I had some more energy during the day. I was starting to lose weight. My neuropathy was beginning to decrease, and my sleep was even improving some. I was sold. In fact, we changed our way of eating as a family, and we have all benefited. Now, about a year and a half later, I am maintaining a healthy weight at about 40 pounds lighter than I was. My neuropathy is almost completely gone. My sleep is majorly improved, my energy is back, and I feel better than I have in quite a while. I've completed the Live Strong program through the Y and continue to be physically active. In short, I am thriving. And those are just the physical changes. Grateful. Most people would think that that's a strange word to use when talking about going through cancer. But then, I'm not most people. In addition to the physical changes I've experienced over the past year or so, there have also been changes of a more personal or introspective nature. When we are forced to confront our own mortality head on like this, it makes us take a good look at our life and how we are choosing to live it. We all have an expiration date. We just don't know when it is. Even with a cancer diagnosis, any of us could walk out the door tomorrow and get hit by a car. We just don't know. And since that is true for all of us, it has made me much more aware of my interactions with others. Just think, if this might be the last time you saw or spoke to someone, are your current actions or words the way you want to leave things? So one of the gifts that this whole cancer journey has given me has been a reflection. Am I living my life in the best way that I can? In a way that is meaningful to me and joyful? In a way that is consciously choosing to enhance my environment instead of just existing? And again, at just the right time, my husband had something else to share with me. When the student is ready, the lesson will come. This time, he had me watch a powerful video called The Secret. It contains knowledge that is, in my opinion, true, simple, practical, and if you choose, it can begin to transform your life. For me, The Secret has served as a springboard to start to identify and work on the changes and growth that I want to see or make happen in my life and my world. How can I grow? What can I give? What can I celebrate? Everyone's journey through life, cancer diagnosis or not, is very personal, and there are many ways to travel along it. What I am sharing with you today are the personal choices and changes that are working for me. But the point is to find what works for you and embrace it. So as part of this process for me, I realized that the two words from my chosen 6 that resonated most were supported and grateful. Supported because although I probably could have muddled through this whole experience without my phenomenal support system, I can guarantee it wouldn't have been the same journey. And I doubt very much I'd be standing here talking to you today. And grateful because I have so very, very much in life to be grateful for, cancer-related and not. From this realization or awareness of the vital role that support plays along this journey, I also realized that there are those for whom, for whatever reason, do not have the amazing support system that I did and still do. So one of the ways that I am choosing to enhance my environment and live my life in a way that is meaningful to me is by giving back to others. To offer to be a source of support, hope, encouragement, and all-around partner to help conquer cancer to anyone that I can. I am doing that for 2 people now, and also just went through a mentor training program in my area to further share the support. So for those of you who think that you are defined by your diagnosis, see, I told you I'd get back to this point, you aren't. You're only defined or limited by the definitions or limitations you place on yourself. One of my favorite quotes is from a piece of artwork that I saw in the hallway on my first visit to GBMC. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. So let's release our self-imposed limitations and go out to play in those puddles. Don't let life's challenges harden your heart. Let them empower your mind, renew your spirit, and strengthen your soul. And if you were asked, what would your 6 words be?